Hello and welcome to another episode of my Facts and Glitches series, where I showcase some more of what I've learned about GTA 5 in my over 11,000 hours of speedrunning the game and from my awesome viewers. GTA Online has an interesting feature where your character will regenerate health beyond the normal halfway point if your character is on your favorite bike. Of course, the interaction menu does tell you which is your favorite bike. What is surprising is that this regeneration is carried over into single player if you switch to a single player character while your online character is on a bike. As you can see here, Franklin burns and loses HP, but regenerates to full instead of just the half like normal without him even needing to be on a bike. This even continues to work if you switch between other single player characters, although it does stop if you reload a save file. Increasing your strength stack gives you a small boost to your climbing speed. Comparing 0 strength to the maximum of 100 shows an increase of 15%. It is such a small change that I wonder why Rockstar even bothered, as I doubt anyone would naturally notice. GTA 5's Taser can give you unlimited accuracy. The game calculates your accuracy stat by comparing how many shots you have taken to how many hits on targets you have made. This calculation is messed up by the stun gun, as for some reason it does not record the shots you have made, but it does record the hits. You can therefore just sit and stun a person over and over again, increasing your hits but not your shots. This obviously creates an impossible accuracy rating, going far beyond the logical 100%.
Let's do this, motherfucker! Damn!
There is a rarely seen prompt when you climb onto a train during a hangout.
What it is, my nigga?
The game surprisingly says friends won't follow you onto a train, which, yeah, we can see that. Increasing your strength stack gives you a tiny boost to melee damage. Here we can see 0 strength doing 15 damage, 21 strength doing 16 damage, and 100 strength doing 19. This is an increase so small that one can wonder why they put it in the game. There is a meme category for GTA 5 speedrunning called low % bad ending, which just involves dying as fast as possible. The world record is 1 minute and 16 seconds by E is for me, and it just involves clipping out of bounds as fast as possible. This is achieved by destroying a fire extinguisher and climbing onto a box at just the right angle to clip through the wall. The player then caps their FPS to 15 to increase the likelihood that they die instantly when they hit the water, getting the fastest death possible. The speed you switch characters is impacted by whether you are outside or inside. If your characters are in an interior, the game skips part of the switch animation, making it faster, which is obviously beneficial for speedrunning. During the Firefighter Bureau raid, the gang uses masks with oxygen to survive the smoke from all the fire caused by the recent explosions in the building. There is a red bar that showcases your dwindling oxygen in an attempt to build some tension by giving you limited time. But how long does it actually take for you to lose all this oxygen? The countdown starts after the first elevator, and it then takes 24 minutes for it to hit 0, resulting in your death. Casually doing this section takes around 5 minutes, so it is hard to imagine anyone actually dying this way unintentionally.
Alright, this is our way out. We gotta get these doors open. What's up?
An odd effect in GTA 5 is that you can increase your shooting stat by shooting a vehicle with allies in it. As you can see here in Prologue, shooting the car with Michael, Brad, and the Yoko Loco in it increases Trevor's stats. This does actually work with enemies as well, but good luck getting them to stay in a vehicle. More surprisingly is this also works in GTA Online, making it probably the most effective way to increase your shooting stat if you have nice friends. As with single player, the more people in the vehicle, the faster it goes. Rockstar made a mistake which gives you access to Trevor at a point in the story you shouldn't have it. When Trevor and Michael anger Martin Madrazo and hide out in Blaine County, Franklin at the start of Minor Turbulence inquires where they are.
Where you at, man? Your house is empty.
I had to kind of lay low for a while.
As Trevor is hiding out, understandably he is not meant to be accessible in free roam for us to play prior to the mission Minor Turbulence being completed. Despite this, if during the mission you create an autosave, most easily done by buying a weapon, and then load that save, you will load yourself before the mission Minor Turbulence begins, but you will appear in free roam as Trevor. This will even unlock Trevor on your character swap wheel, freely allowing you to change between Trevor and Franklin, although Michael will still be inaccessible. Martin's men will still find you in Los Santos, despite that it should be impossible for Trevor to be there.
My spotters tell me you're back in Los Santos, Mr. Phillips.
Franklin and Trevor unfortunately can't hang out, and bringing them together understandably doesn't change anything, as this was clearly not intended by Rockstar.
Whoa, we're meant to be doing that thing now. Let's just catch up there, alright?
Okay, no problem, dog. See you soon.
Despite that Franklin does now know where Trevor is, when you go back into the mission, obviously the cutscene will not change because Rockstar didn't intend for this to happen.
Run! I'm back!
You can boost your strength stat by kicking the top of any vehicle with an ally in it. The more allies in the car, the faster your strength goes up. This also works with any living NPC, so not just allies, making buses the best way to achieve this increase. Unfortunately, this effect does not work in any capacity in GTA Online, regardless of the other character's association with you. This of course also includes buses, although additional NPCs don't spawn in buses in GTA Online anyway. At the end of the mission Packman, where we give the stolen cars to Molly and don't get paid, Franklin calls Lester to ask after Michael's location.
You seen Michael? Man, the contact he set me up with is holding out on the payment, dawg.
Surprisingly, it's possible to prevent this crucial call from happening by holding up your phone after the mission ends. If you then go nearby and start a parachute jump, the game gets very confused.
Yo, Franklin! I got 2 words for you. Mount Gilead. Man against mountain. What do you say?
For some reason, the camera doesn't follow the helicopter and the parachute jump never begins. At this point, the game is soft-locked, we can't do anything, and a camera mod shows that Franklin is permanently stuck under the ocean, unable to die, which of course requires you to reload the game. During the mission Father-Son, surprisingly Franklin is entirely immune to damage, which is revealed if you get the cops. Honestly, this is a skill that he probably should have told Michael about. A very strange glitch exists on the Firefighter version of the Bureau raid. Normally, we are required to find and store a fire truck to use in the mission, but the game will surprisingly consider any vehicle you pick up with a tow truck to be a fire truck. You can therefore just pick up any vehicle with a tow truck and then drive that vehicle to the drop-off point and the setup will complete.
Hey, Lester. We got a fire truck.
I mean, hell, you can use one tow truck to turn another tow truck into a fire truck as far as the mission is concerned. On the mission itself, your previously stored vehicle will still be in the drop-off point, despite that you will still be given a fire truck when it is necessary for the mission.
Hey, dog, we right around the corner. We got your gear in here with us.
Once you're in this fire truck that came out of nowhere, you can go back to the drop-off point to find the car you delivered is now an actual fire truck, which makes no sense as you are currently in the fire truck you were meant to have dropped off. Basically, none of this makes sense. In GTA Online's Cayo Perico Intel mission, you have all your weapons removed, and you are traditionally not able to harm any guard, as you will get caught before you get close enough. There is, however, one exception to this, a special guard near the runway. He shows up as a white dot on the map, and you can freely kill him by running him over, or by physically pushing him to death. I'm honestly not sure why this particular guard is treated differently from the rest. You can even pick up his weapon if it is one you don't normally have, although you still can't use it on the islands. Rockstar made a mistake that breaks GTA 5's story by giving you access to Michael when you shouldn't have it. Michael gets kidnapped by Chinese gangsters on the mission Bury the Hatchet, and Franklin is to rescue him during the following mission Fresh Meat. Given his captivity, Michael is meant to be inaccessible in free roam. However, if you start the mission Fresh Meat, buy some stock to create an autosave, and then load that autosave, taking you out of the mission, Michael becomes accessible in free roam again, despite that you still have not rescued him. Unfortunately, the characters can't hang out, and bringing the characters together shows that they will not acknowledge that it makes no sense for them to be able to see each other at this time.
I gotta go handle some. It ain't urgent, is it?
Okay, cool. See you later then.
Listen, will you stop following me? Will you fuck off, T?
Furthermore, the Trackerify app that Franklin is meant to use in the mission to find Michael is actually now available to Michael, but it just leads to a random building. If you start fresh meat again, despite his no longer needing to be rescued, Michael will be back in the clutches of the Chinese gangsters. One can assume that he must have felt bad for them, so handed himself back over.
You're making a mistake!
Your strength stat impacts what height you're able to go off a ledge without ragdolling, with the exact height depending on your prior character's actions. To set a baseline, it is impossible to avoid ragdolling when moving off something 9 meters or 29.5 feet tall, regardless if you're third person walking, third person running, third person walking with a gun, third person running with a gun, third person running against the wall, first person walking, first person running, first person walking with a gun, first person running with a gun, and lastly, first person running against a wall.
Oh shit!
The following are the highest you can move off without ragdolling at the maximum strength of 100. Third person walk is 8.7 meters. Third person run is 8.7 meters. Third person walking with a gun is 8 meters. Third person running with a gun is 7.5 meters. Third person running against the wall is 7 meters. First person walking is 8 meters. First person running is 7.5 meters. First person walking with a gun is 8 meters. First person running with a gun is 7.5 meters. And lastly, first person running against the wall is 7.3 meters. At the lowest possible strength, that being 5 obtainable naturally with your starting character in GTA Online, this is the highest you can move off without ragdolling. Third person walk is 6.4 meters. Third person runoff is 6.4 meters. Third person walking with a gun is 5.7 meters. Third person running with a gun is 5.2 meters. Third person running against the wall is 5.1 meters. First person walking is 5.7 meters. First person running is 5.2 meters. First person walking with a gun is 5.7 meters. First person running with a gun is 5.6 meters. And lastly, first person running against the wall is 5.1 meters. These differences understandably do significantly impact gameplay, as you gain around 2.5 meters or 8 feet of additional height when you max your strength. Knowing the exact height of anything to judge if you will ragdoll off it isn't really possible without testing. Therefore, the main takeaway is that if you want to maximize your chances of not ragdolling off a ledge, you should be in third person, walking, putting away your gun, and avoiding walls. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you know anything that you think would be of interest to this series, feel free to add it to my Discord. I hope you're all doing well.